Hi everyone. In last class we have discussed about the YDS Young's double slit experiment. In that we have discussed the if you take S1 and S2 as a slits for sources, so you got a central maximum. Then both side of that one you will get the maxima and minima. Okay. So this is what central maximum. This is what first maximum. This is what second maxima. Similarly we'll get here it as first minimum. Okay, so we have also found out the distance of nth maxima, that is distance of nth maxima, that is yn equals to n lambda d divided by d. This d is nothing but what, width between the slits, and this is what the distance of screen from the source. Similarly, the nth minima, distance of nth minima is yn is equals to 2n minus 1 lambda d divided by 2d. Okay, so this is what we got, and we also got it fringe width. Fringe width, we got it as beta equals to lambda d divided by d. It does not depend on number of that fringe. All the fringes have the same width, because your d, lambda and d are going to be a constant. Okay, this is what when you conducted the whole aperture, when you kept in the air or in the vacuum. Okay, this is what normally we conducted the experiment in this space. So similarly, if the same experiment is conducted in a medium of refractive index n, okay, so then what will happen? If this is S1, S2, if experiment is conducted in the medium of refractive index n, so here in this case what will happen? So all the things are going to be same. This d is also going to be same. Okay. Now I will talk about the beta, that what will happen to the fringe width. Since it depends on lambda, this also depends on lambda, this also depends on lambda. If refractive indices changes, the wavelength will get changed. So now it will become what, lambda dash. Even though you are using the same source, when you immerse the whole apparatus in the medium of refractive index n, so lambda will get changed. So fringe width, what will happen? Your new fringe width will become lambda dash d divided by d. So before fringe width is lambda d divided by d. So we know that refractive index is lambda divided by lambda dash. If you want to get lambda dash will become lambda divided by n. So you can substitute this here. So beta dash, the new fringe width is lambda d divided by d into n. This is what? This is nothing but your old fringe width. So beta dash is beta divided by n. So by looking at this formula, you can understand when the whole apparatus is immersed in the medium of refractive index n, the new fringe width will decrease, or it is less than the fringe width when we conducted or when we are taken in the air. That the value we can get by beta divided by n. Similarly, things will happen with the distance of nth maxima, distance of nth minima, because in all cases it depends on lambda. Lambda is going to be lambda dash, and lambda dash again you can substitute lambda by n. So in all these cases you have to divide it by n. Okay, so this is what so far we have taken the monochromatic light. Instead of that one, if I use the white light, in this case if I use the white light in YDSE, in Young's double slit experiment, if we use the white light, what will happen? Suppose this is S1 and this is S2. So if we use the white light, this distance I will take it as d, and this is what, d. So if we use the white light, what will happen? At the center, so already 7 wavelengths are there. So all the 7 wavelengths reach at the same time, because distance traveled is same. So here there is no phase difference. So again what will happen? You will get central maxima only. Okay, again you will get central maxima at the center only. Since all the colors are reaching, all 7 colors are reaching, means what? Again you will get the white light. Okay, So after this, which color will come first? We have 7 colors. So out of 7 colors, which color will come first? Okay, so first minima will come. That means which color minima will come first? We know that distance y is directly proportional to what? Is directly proportional to lambda. Okay. In this case, if you move from this side to this side, lambda will what happen? Lambda will increases. So which is having the minimum wavelength? Minimum wavelength is what? Violet. So that is why the first color comes here. If I draw it here, okay, this is what central maxima. After this, so first what will come? Violet color will come. First violet color will come. But this first violet color is what? It is a minima. It is a minima. That means your violet color is going to what? It is going to absent. You cannot see the violet color, but violet color minima is there. So if you cannot see the violet color, means minimum wavelength, what you will see? You will see the red color, means maximum wavelength you will see. So you can see red color. Okay. Similarly, if you take the red light, the maximum wavelength is what? Maximum wavelength is red light. So maximum lambda is what? It is the red. Okay. So if wavelength is maximum, so red color will come what? Red color will come here. Okay. After this, at the end, the red color will come. Okay. So after minima of violet, what you will get? You will get minima of red. Minima of red means this is what going to be minima of red. That means what? Red is absent. Red is absent means what you can see? You can see violet. Okay. Are you getting? What we are saying is, even though it is minima, you cannot see that particular wavelength, but you can see other wavelength. In monochromatic light, what will happen? In the minima, you can't see anything. It is a dark, complete dark. But here it won't happen like that. So according to this one, what will happen? If this is the your fringe, so this is what? White color. This is white color. So here what you will get? You will get a red first. It looks like red, but it is what? It is actually violet. So here what you will get? You will get it as you will get violet color. Okay, violet you will see, but actually which color is going to be there? Red color is going to be there. Okay, I hope you are getting. After white light, you will get the minima of violet. Since it is minima, that color you can't see, so you will see the red color. After that, what will happen? Other colors will come. I will take the maximum wavelength. Red color will come here. Red color is what? It is the minimum. So you can't see red, but you can see the violet. Okay. So if they ask which colors you will see, these are the what colors you can see. So again here what will happen? Maxima. Obviously first maxima will come what? First maxima will come of violet color only. Okay. This is what? Maxima. Maxima of violet will come, then maxima of red will come. Then maxima of red will come. Okay. This is what? Minima of violet will come first, then minima of red will come. But what you observe is this is what the colors you will observe. Okay, you will observe at the center white color, then you will observe the red, then you will observe the violet, then again maximum violet will come, red will come. Okay, this is what the order of colors you can see. But if they ask which color minima will come first, violet color minima will come first. But if they ask which color you will see side by the white or central bright fringe, that will be the red. You were seeing red, but it is the minimum of violet. Okay, so this is how the fringe pattern or color of fringes will get when we use the white light. Okay, then what is the important use of getting the or using the white light? That is, if you use the monochromatic light, you will get the fringe like you will get the fringe like same width. Okay. In this, it is not possible to easily identify which fringe will be the central maximum because all the widths are same, all the bright fringes have the same brightness, there is no variation in intensity. So it is difficult to identify which is the central bright fringe. Okay, if you use the white color, what will happen? The only central maxima will be what? Central maxima will be white color. So others are what? Others are going to be what? Different colors on either side. Okay. So due to this one, you can easily identify which is the central maxima. That is what the important use of using the white light in YDSC or in Higgs double slit experiment. And next is something called as fringe visibility. Okay, there is something called as fringe visibility. Fringe visibility, or it is also called as band visibility. Fringe visibility or band visibility. What is fringe visibility? We can denote it by V. So this is nothing but I maximum minus I minimum, that is difference between the maximum intensity and minimum intensity divided by the sum of maximum intensity and minimum intensity. This is what we call it as the fringe visibility or band visibility. Okay, so if this is the case, we know that I maximum is what? I maximum is nothing but I1 plus I2 plus 2 root I1 I2 cos maximum is what? Cos pi is going to be 1. Okay, similarly minimum intensity is what? I1 plus I2 minus 2 root I1 I2. Okay, so if this is the case, so fringe visibility what? Fringe visibility will become V equals to I maximum minus I minimum. I maximum minus I minimum. So these two will get cancelled. So this will become what? Minus minus plus. So it will become 4 root I1 I2 divided by I1 I maximum plus I minimum. This plus this. So these two will get cancelled. You will get it as 2 times I1 plus I2. Okay. So fringe visibility is 2 root I1 I2 divided by I1 plus I2. Okay. So this is what we call it as the fringe visibility, or it is also called as band visibility. Okay. Now when will be the V is maximum, or what is the maximum value of V? So when you will get the maximum value of V? V is maximum when V is maximum when this becomes 0. Okay, so V is maximum when I minimum is 0. Okay, so if I minimum is 0, what will happen? This will become 0, this will become 0. So V will become what? I maximum divided by I maximum, that is V is going to be 1. So the maximum value of V is equals to what? 1. Similarly, V is minimum when I minimum is equals to I maximum. When I minimum is equals to I maximum, V will become what? V will become minimum. So fringe visibility will become what? Fringe visibility will become 0. So minimum value of V is what? Minimum value of V is 0. Then what is the range? What is the range of visibility? So V lies between 0 and 1. Okay, that means if visibility is very much clear, if all the fringes are very much bright, then visibility is going to be 1. If they are blurred, then visibility is going to be what? 0. Okay, so the value of based on value of visibility, the pattern of fringe, or how we can see the fringe, depends. Okay, so this is what fringe visibility. There is one more concept related to YDSC, that is when you introduce the glass slab. When you introduce glass slab in between, suppose here is source S1, okay, here is source S1 and here is source S2. Okay, suppose here light is going, this is what is the screen, and here also light is going. In between, if you introduce the glass slab of T, thickness T and refractive index N, now what will happen? Okay, so here, so optical distance is same. This is also traveling distance D, this is also traveling distance D. D minus D, you will get delta X is 0 only, but you are introducing a glass slab. So for that, the distance traveled in the glass is different, distance traveled outside is different. For that again we have to use what? We have to use the optical path. This we have already discussed in geometrical optics. So what exactly optical path is? Suppose optical path is, suppose this is having the t. If a light travels a distance t here, you can take light travel outside also. If refractive index is n. So what is the distance traveled in this one, or time taken? You can say distance traveled is, or you can write as d equals to velocity is going to be v and time taken is t. Okay. So how much time it takes to travel this distance? The same in the same time, how much distance it travels outside? That is what we call it as the optical path. So distance outside will become what? Distance outside will become c into t. That means time is going to be same, but velocity will get changed. Velocity will get changed. Okay. Now d dash equals to c into what is the time? Time you can write it as d divided by v. You can write it as d divided by v. Okay. So this distance is what? That is nothing but thickness. Okay. So I will take that at the end. So d dash equals to c into d divided by what is v? V you can write it as, we know that m equals to c by v. So v you can write it as c by n. So c divided by n. So c will get cancelled. It is n d. Suppose it travel a distance d in the glass slab. Outside distance you have to take it as n into d. If thickness is t, so d will become what? T. So optical path is equals to d dash is equals to, you can, t dash equals to, you can write it as n into t, where t is what? T is thickness of glass slab. Thickness of glass slab. Okay. If this is the case, then path difference will be different. Suppose you are having the glass slab here. Okay. If a ray of light traveling here, say from here to here distance is d and here distance is t. So outside here distance is t and here distance is d. Now if you want to check path difference here, what will be the path difference at that point? At that point path difference is, what is the distance traveled by this one or this one? Total distance. Okay. So total distance is what? Total distance is, this is d plus light travel distance t inside the glass slab. But another is what? Another is outside the glass slab. That means you have to take its optical path. What is its optical path? Optical path is n into t. Okay. So minus, what is distance here? D plus t. D plus t. So what will happen? D will get cancelled. What remains is n t minus t. So n minus 1 into t is going to be optical path difference. If it is going to be path difference if you introduce the glass slab. Okay. That means if you are getting the path difference at some center, if delta x will become n minus 1 into t at the center, here you will not get the central maxima. Why? Because you will get the central maxima when the path difference will become 0, but here it is not becoming 0. You are getting n minus 1 into t as the path difference. Okay. If that is the case, then where the central maxima will sit? At what point central maxima will go? Okay. So if I take that example only, so S1 is here, S1, S2 is here. So here screen is there, and you can take the light. So introduce one glass slab here of thickness t and refractive index n. Okay. Now, what is the delta x here? You will get path difference as n minus 1 into t. That means you are not getting the central maxima. You will get central maxima at the point where distance traveled from S2 is equals to distance traveled from S1 plus this one. Okay. Suppose if you get S1 and S2. Okay. Suppose if you take this point. Okay. So at this point, if you are taking delta x is equals to 0, that means at this point, what will happen? At this point, the distance traveled by S2 to P, if you take point P, S2P is equals to distance traveled by S1P plus what is path difference? Path difference n minus 1 into T. If this is the case, then only what will happen? You will get the central maxima. You will get the central maxima. So to find this distance, that is the shift of central maxima. If you want to find shift of central maxima, so what you can write? Take S1P on this side, S2P minus S1P is equals to n minus 1 into T. So S2P minus S1P is what? From your Young's velocity experiment, it is becoming d sine theta equals to n minus 1 into T. So d sine theta, d write as it is. Sine theta is what? Sine theta is y by d from your previous expressions. So here what we are getting? N minus 1 into T. So what you want? That is shift. Shift means y you want. So you can write y equals to n minus 1 into T d divided by d. This is what the shift of the central maximum. So that is what y. Okay. Then they may ask how many fringes it has crossed when it is shifted. That is how many fringes it crossed. So when you introduce the glass slab, what will happen? Your central maximum will shift. It will shift means in between it may cross many number of maximas or minimas. So how many fringes it is crossing? So that you can get it as number of fringes crossed is equals to total distance it shifted or total height it shifted divided by width of one fringe, that is what? Beta. Okay. So number of fringes it crossed is equals to n minus 1 into T d divided by d whole divided by beta. Beta what you can write? Beta you can write it as lambda d divided by d. Okay. So here d will get cancelled, this will get cancelled. So number of fringes is equals to n minus 1 into T divided by lambda. That means number of fringes it is going to cross is also depends on wavelength of light we are using and thickness of glass slab. If thickness is more, shifting will be more. That means number of fringes crossed also more. Take an example on introduction of slab. Suppose here you are having S1 and S2 here. So here your screen is going to be there. If glass slab is not introduced, you will get central maxima here. This is what central maxima. But when you introduce the glass slab, of thickness T and refractive index N, so your central maxima will shift here. This is what central maximum. Now delta x equals to 0 here. Then what is the delta x here? It is n minus 1 into T. Okay. So what they are given is, question is, here they are given this is the first minima. Yes, this is first minima. This is what? First maximum. This is what they have given in the question. What they are asking? They are asking find the thickness T. Find thickness T of the glass slab if intensity at center is 2I0 or 2I. So here intensity is what? 2I0. Okay. So how we can find thickness? We know that I equals to 4I0 cos square pi by 2. So I equals to what you have substituted? 2I0. So 2I0 equals to 4I0 cos square pi by 2. So I0 will get cancelled, it will become 1 by 2. So cos pi by 2 will become plus or minus 1 by root 2. Okay. So now we have to get the value of pi. So how we can get the value of pi? So we have to plot graph for that one. This is what the graph. This is what central maxima. This is first minima. Okay. So this is what first maxima. We have this is what 1 by root 2 plus, and here we will get minus 1 by root 2. So we have two options, plus 1 by root 2, minus 1 by root 2. But this is line between what? First minima, first maxima. first minimum, first maximum. That means this is what our value. Okay. So what is this value? From here to here it is pi by 2, and from here to here it is pi by 4. So total pi by 2 is going to be pi by 2 plus pi by 4. So what we'll get? We'll get it as 3 pi by 4. Okay. So or you can write pi minus pi by 4 also, or you can write pi minus pi by 4. So we'll get it as what? Again we'll get it as 3 pi by 4. So what is pi? Pi is going to be 3 pi by 2. Okay. So what is the how we can write phase difference in terms of path difference? You can write it as 2 pi by lambda into delta x is equals to pi by 2. So what will happen? Pi will get cancelled. So delta x is equals to 3 lambda by 4. Okay. So what is delta x? Delta x we already got at this point, n minus 1 into t. N minus 1 into t is equals to 3 lambda by 4. So thickness t is equals to 3 lambda divided by 4 into n minus 1. So thickness t is becoming 3 lambda divided by 4 into n minus 1. So this is what how we can find the thickness if they give the intensity at the center. Okay. So similarly, or if I introduce the two glass plates, suppose you are having S1 over here and S2 here. So this is what screen. Now if we, at this point, what is the delta x? If they introduce two glass plates of thickness T1 N1 and here of thickness T2 N2. Okay. So what you will get delta x here? You will get delta x as N2 T2 minus N1 T1. Okay. So this is what the delta x at the center. So if I take the oblique incident, what will happen? S1 is here. So here you will get it as S2. So here you will get it as a screen at a distance D. Now, if incident is oblique, if ray of light is coming like this, so if you take the central maxima, okay, can you get central maximum? Can you get delta x equals to 0? You cannot get, because distance out from here to here is S2p and here S1p. These distances are same, but extra distance is traveled by this ray, that is the first ray. If you take normal, this much extra distance has traveled. If you take this as theta, okay. So this is what d, distance between the slits. So what is the extra distance traveled? This is what? This is d sine theta. Okay. Now, since it is not becoming 0, you cannot get central maxima here because this much extra path it is traveling. To compensate that one, you can introduce one glass slab here of thickness t and refractive index n. If you introduce this one, this ray will also travel some extra path, that is n into t. At that time, there is a possibility that you may get central maxima here. Okay, that depends on what? Depends on thickness of glass slab. Oh, what question we can expect here is find thickness of glass slab. Find thickness of glass slab so that central maxima should form at center only. Central maxima should form at center only. Okay. So now, if you want to get central maxima at center only, delta x is going to be what? Delta x should be 0. Delta x should be 0 means path traveled by this should be equal to path traveled by this one. So how we can write this? You can, what is the distance traveled by this one? D sine theta plus S1p. So d sine theta plus S1p is equals to distance traveled by this. It is S2p plus extra distance travel or extra path what is that? Path difference. So what we can write here is, we can write S2p plus what you can write n minus 1 into t. That is what the extra path it traveling. So these two are same, S1P, S2P, we can take approximately equals to D. So we will get D sine theta is equals to n minus 1 into T. Okay. So you want thickness. Thickness is D sine theta divided by n minus 1. Okay. So as usual, we don't know what is theta, but if you take theta very small, so theta is nearly equals sine theta is nearly equals to tan theta. So tan theta is what? Y by D. So by substituting those values, if they give theta, no problem. By substituting those values, again we can get value of y also, we can get value of thickness also. Whatever they can ask the question from that formula.